I love hearing somebody say, okay, little backstory here. I posted a photo to my Facebook stories a little bit ago, and I'm still working on like the interaction with those and finding content that does whatever, but the fact is I'm doing it. So utilize your stories. I've heard that those are a great, like one of the best ways to get seen right now, because you get so many people on Facebook, the algorithms, unless you're getting a lot of likes action, it doesn't get your photo necessarily always in front of your targeted audience or whatever. So it's always about adding people and adding the right content, getting the likes, the different stuff. But Facebook story earlier, it really was it's this last year, especially with COVID and stuff, was excessively hard. I mean, it dampens a lot of spirits and does whatever. So anyway, a little bit ago, I was just like, I put on very basic makeup today, but I was like, I need to do this, and because I need to be in a frame of mind. I had gotten a shower and done some pieces there and stuff that I had wanted to do for business. But then I was dropping out the kid, and it was funny. I had an inbox message, I guess, from where people can interact with your stories. And so my buddy Reggie happened to be a guest at our wedding. It was so funny because he was an unexpected guest at our wedding. It was really awesome. Our this story kind of jumps around the place. I apologize, but our friend Cheryl was invited to our wedding, and when we got married, our bar that my mother and I had together had already been closed for almost 2 years. So it really was a lot of our bar customers and in our bar family friends or whatever that we had obtained over the years. Well, Cheryl used to be one of my employees, and she had become really good friends with this gentleman that, oh my goodness, he would come and randomly, our little bar in the middle of nowhere, I mean, like, it's not in the middle of nowhere, but at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, we're not like, I don't know, a tourist destination or anything like that. But this gentleman used to have to come from Washington, D.C. to Missouri to, I don't know, for his work. We do have a lot of big businesses here, and I apologize, I don't know who he works for. That's sad, but I know we have big names in the area, like MasterCard and I don't know, the telecom communication companies and all sorts of stuff. So who knows? I'm not really sure who Reggie works for, but it was so cool because I go walking down the aisle and do whatever, and I turn around after the ceremony, and like everybody's congratulating you, and they're doing like your little recession out and whatever. And I look over and it's Reggie, and I'm like, holy crap! Number one, this dude is only in town like when he was here on business, but he had found our place and he had made friends at our little neighborhood bar. And it was like, so anytime he was in town, he always came and visited us. And that's where he hung out the whole time he'd be in town. And sometimes it'd be for like, I don't know, a few days, a few weeks, a couple months, whatever, but then he'd be gone again. Well, it took me a while to actually figure out, with me always being busy behind the bar, that he was just kind of like a passer through and whatever, because there was times where he was there for a while. I just thought he was like a new regular, which in a sense he was. He just didn't live here. But good old Reggie. So Reggie ended up at our wedding. He I guess through the small talk after the bar closed, and him talking to Cheryl was asking about us and how people were doing and what was any updates or whatever. And Cheryl's like, well, believe it or not, Jess is getting married, and So they decided to surprise me, and Reggie showed up as Cheryl's guest at our wedding. So that was really awesome. And I haven't seen him since. We've been married for a little over 2 years now, but of course we're friends on Facebook and whatnot. And so on Facebook stories, I had a picture and I just shared it. And did I use a little bit of a filter, which I never do, but it's funny. This one, I was like, oh, I wanted some kind of little background or whatever, but then I kind of liked the effect that it did. It did something different to it. It was still very much me, but it did something a little different to the photo, and I was like, that's kind of cool. So anyway, but it still very much stayed true to me and who I am. But it was cool because all of a sudden, when I pulled over, leaving my daughter's work, and I didn't even really think, like I said, sometimes my video topics just come to me. I really didn't have anything for today, as of yet, at least. And you guys know I come on here, I talk quite a bit, but it's like I said, it's my own kind of video diary, I guess, if that makes sense, of my journey. And if it helps someone else along the way, kick ass. If it helps me sell something or expand my team or do whatever, then awesome. But yeah, no, it was really kind of badass because I sat there and got the message from Reggie that said, ooh la la, and not in a flirtatious way, but he said, wow, he goes, marriage really looks great on you, and so happy for you. And it goes, the lipstick isn't bad either, because my whole Facebook story was, I get paid to play with lipstick. So anyway, I love that. So here's what I gotta say. I've heard that term so many times. Marriage looks great on you, because sometimes when I sit there and look in the mirror, I'm going, wow, I need my eyebrows fixed. Or in fact, one of my videos I made earlier, if these end up in chronological order, you'll probably see that. But yeah, he said marriage looks great on you, because I'm sitting in that video and I'm going, holy crap, I have not had my hair dyed in forever. I haven't had my hair cut in forever. I haven't had my eyebrows done in forever, and I'm sitting there doing like little home trims. I even dyed my hair once during the pandemic, but that's been months ago now. I don't know. I pluck a little bit at my eyebrows, but I'm afraid to do so because I don't want to end up with none, and they're already thinning. But I'm going to say, we have such a perception of what it is in our eyes that beauty looks like. And I don't really consider myself any kind of head turner or anything, because I'm definitely far from that. I'm no model or anything else. But what really defines beauty, and what is it? I think for the people who really know you, they see you in a lot different eyes than you see yourself. And I go on here sometimes and I look at some of my old videos, or maybe one doesn't even make it to a post, or we're so, not necessarily, vain is not the word, that's opposite. We're so critical on ourselves, like, oh, that sounded really stupid, or I don't know, but we're our own worst critics, and we're our biggest self-doubters. And here it is, he's not the first one to ever sit there and say, marriage looks great on you. You look truly happy. I'd rather be told that 1,000,000 times over than I'm pretty. 1,000,000 times over. Because I don't think sometimes we see it. And like how you see sometimes a pregnant person and they feel absolutely miserable, but you're like, wow, you're glowing, or whatever. I think happiness has that same effect. And sadness has that same effect too, sadly. And but what's bad is you can't tell a sad person enough that they're beautiful, because they're just going to hear you and kind of have a crappy disposition about it. Is it going to kind of make them feel good? Yeah, maybe. Is it going to be what they want to hear at the moment? Or they think you're just, I don't know, patting them on the back or telling them what they want to hear to try to make their mood a little better? Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that person isn't beautiful or has a lot to offer, but you're trying to say what you would want to hear in that circumstance. The whole damn thing of life is hard, is all I'm saying. And your beauty isn't defined by, I don't know, a filter or your gray hairs or your straight teeth or crooked smile, the color of your eyes, or I don't know, a scar or anything else. This is when your beauty really does truly come from within. And there's a lot of ugly people too, who could be some of the prettiest in appearance, but they're ugly as hell because they have a shitty disposition. And good Lord, we all know some of them. And it's hard. I've met some of them firsthand, and some of them have had some revelations in their life that they were a shitty person. And I've had most people be shitty to me, and they didn't even see that they were doing it. And sadly, because they were the one pretty on the outside, they had a lot of following and could make pretty much people believe anything they wanted to. And that's, I don't know, we need to be doing better for each other as humans. That's all I'm gonna say, because that's not right. You see somebody treat somebody like crap, it's, whether you call them out right there, it just all depends on the situation, the scenario, but they deserve to be called out somehow. And I'm not saying you have to do it in such a evil, sadistic way that whatever, because we're all, maybe that's that person's coping mechanism because they're going through something hard in their life. Everybody's going through something hard in their life. So I'm not saying, stand up and pop somebody in the nose and go, hey, you're a bitch or whatever. But what I am saying is it might be right and appropriate to approach somebody and go, hey, you were kind of harsh just a little bit ago. Well, what was that about? That's not like you. Or why are you being that way? Because so-and-so definitely didn't deserve that. Maybe it's better off to ask somebody sometimes why they're being hateful or mean or ugly to somebody else, because maybe they've, I have a feeling you should always be kind because you don't know what somebody else is battling. And that's, I can't even tell you how many times you find out something about somebody and what they're going through, and you have no damn clue, like you know nothing. I have a beloved friend back in the day when I owned the bar that came in, and I noticed it wasn't himself. And 2 weeks later, he's dead. Didn't tell anybody what was going on. Went in for something simple, found out he had a brain tumor, and didn't bother to tell anyone. But we were so close-knit there, like I was talking about Reggie earlier. We're so close-knit at our bar that that people have chosen to spend their last days with us. And in fact, we had a gentleman who wanted to die in our bar and did. He knew he was terminal, and he showed up every single day so his son wouldn't find him. We were so much more than that, and I strive to be so much more than that as a human. I always wanted everybody who walked through our door to feel that they were welcome, no matter what their social status, their financial status, their sexual orientation, their job, their color of their skin, their religion, whatever it was. Their money spent the same as everybody else's. And if anybody gave them shit for being who they are, I don't care how good of a customer they were gone. that was bottom line. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I didn't have room for people to be ugly to each other. If you want to be ugly to each other, go somewhere else, because there's plenty of places that'll take you, but it isn't here, so I think life's lived a lot happier when there's less drama and less fussing and fighting and less being whatever, and we need to do better as a society to be kinder to one another. We're not always going to agree with one another. That's very obvious these day and age, right? But to sit there and attack each other and be whatever, you're entitled to your opinion. I might think you're full of shit, but I'm not going to be like, hey, buddy, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that. I might just let the rest of the world figure out that you look like a total ass right now, Who knows? Maybe I'm the ass. It doesn't matter, but we're all entitled to our opinions, is the bottom line. And I'm not going to be just not going to be that person. Clean up your acts, everybody. Clean up your acts. I really like the Body Shop at home, working for them now. They have a very, very beautiful mantra that, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's really cool. I'm going to be involved in a video project this week for it. So one of the girls that is on my team, she came up with an idea of doing this video with each of us contributing one line and a clip of video to the mantra. So I picked out mine, and I already have my idea on what I'm going to do. It's going to be epic when it's done. I can't wait to share it here to I guess my channel or whatever you call it, because I'm still learning the YouTube world, but I hope it gets lots and lots of views and gets shared over and over, because I know the part of it that I'm going to be doing holds near and dear to my own heart. So can't wait for you all to see it, and I hope it turns out really epically. I'm hoping I might work on it tonight. It's just a snippet, but I'm excited, so hopefully it'll be coming together really fast, and guys will all be seeing it really soon. I'm ready for everything, and I'm glad that this, happy marriage and whatever else is looking good. And this lady is walking a baby corgi. It is the cutest thing. I wish you could have seen it. Holy crap. I wish my child was with me right now. She'd totally be tripping on this. This lady's. At first I thought somebody was walking the neighbor's corgi, but I'm like, no, Duke is not that tiny. Oh my goodness, that was a baby corgi. It had big, beautiful blue eyes, like babies do. I don't know if it keeps those blue eyes, but it's gorgeous. Anyway, you all, I'm out of here. I have some other work to be attending to, but I like that this video topic came up, and I don't always have the cleanest language and whatever else, and something I personally need to work on. But I think sometimes the adjectives or word, they come across a little better when you're like, you're just making a statement. So no, it's the best, but we're gonna get there, you all. Anyway, find whatever makes you happy and let that shine through. Have a good day. Bye-bye.